Hi, this is Lee Furseth from the Headwaters Science Center in Bemidji, Minnesota, and today is a Wednesday. For all of you that tune in every single day here at the Headwaters Science Center, you know that Wednesdays is the day I read a book. Frequently I read to Orion. Today I'm not reading to Orion. Today I'm reading two books. I'll explain a little bit of that later. First of all, we have a live audience, which is very, very fun. The Headwaters Science Center is not only open on Wednesdays, we're open Monday through Saturdays, 9:30 to 5. We're open on Sunday afternoons from 1 to 5. So that's our schedule. But we do these shows live, 3:30 every single day. Wednesdays is always reading. Today's books. Yes, I got them at the Bemidji Library. I'm going to sit down in that chair in just a little bit. I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to show you why they're fun. This one's called Walter Under the Ice. This one's called Monica the Muskie. Why do I think they are fun? Well, first of all, the author's from Wisconsin. That's our neighbor. That makes that fun. This one is about ice fishing. Okay, it's September. I'm sorry, it's October. That's not exactly the right season to read this one, but it is about a walleye. This is the one that's really fun because the illustrator is from Minnesota. It's not every day you find a book where the illustrator is from your own home state. So, since these two books are about fish that we find in Minnesota, I'll show you this poster first. Fishes of Minnesota. This is a great poster. It's from the Department of Natural Resources, and it shows the fish that you might catch if you go fishing in Minnesota. Maybe you've already caught some of these. And across the counter, I'm just going to work my way from my right all the way across to the left. I'm just going to tell you the names of these fish and maybe a fun fact about some of them, and then we'll turn to the books. So, way over here, and by far the largest one is a muskie. I'll hold it up for you. This muskie, I don't know what size it takes to be a muskie to be one that you should put on your wall. This is an impressive catch, and yeah, like I say, this is a muskie. The story today that's about the muskie talks about if you're going to go fishing with muskie, you better have the rod that matches. You better have the line that matches, because otherwise it will just rip your equipment apart. The next fish, and the next biggest one, is a northern. So this is a northern pike. This one is equally, almost as large. And that one too would probably test your fishing rod to see if it was strong enough. Now the muskie and the northern are in the same family. That probably accounts for their size. And then, a very, very, very unusual fish I've never even heard about this particular fish until the other day when this is called a tiger muskie. What's unusual about a tiger muskie? First of all, it's the combination of those two. And yes, fish lay eggs. So it was either a muskie laying the eggs and a northern fertilizing them later, or the other way around. But what's really unusual about a tiger muskie is that typically these two different fish spawn, lay eggs at different times of the year. So you literally have to have weather that would cause these two to lay their eggs at the exact same time, which makes it so unusual that this fish is really unusual. And, like often happens when you mix two species, the tiger muskie cannot continue to fertilize because they are a sterile animal. They don't produce eggs, they don't fertilize otherwise. So this is a tiger muskie. It's a combination of those two. Now we're going to switch to maybe the fish that you hope you catch when you go fishing. We have a walleye. And I'm about to show you the walleye's closest cousin, but I do want you to know that how this is easily distinguishable will be this little white part on the tail fin. So here comes the sauger. Probably your sauger are the smallest fish too that you catch when you're catching walleye, and this one proves to be smaller. This is a sauger. If you look really carefully, I'm going to bring this one a little closer so we get it, because we're looking at that tail, right? Where there is no way. Either one of those would be very fun to catch, and in Minnesota there's a limit on the number of them that you can take. And those are both talked about in the books I'm reading. Then I have just these collections of fish that a person decided to put together in the exact same demonstration. with perch at the very bottom, and then a variety of sunfish and crappies. Make sure I'm getting all of those on there. The last set of fish I'll show you before I start reading. These are all perch, with some subspecies showing up in different colors. These are all at the Science Center. If you wanted to come and see them, you come to the Science Center. I already told you the dates that we're open, days the week when we're open and our times. You can take a look at these because we put them on this. Now, just before I read, I want to show you one other thing, because we do this every single day at 3:30, and you said, has anyone else ever talked about fish? Yes, we've had 2 filleting fish shows. Those were really fun. One person came in and filleted a northern and a walleye, and then a couple of trout were filleted as well. But Angie did a show where she said, let's talk about the parts of a fish and explain all of that. That's a whole other show. And not only is Angie a whole lot smarter when it comes to parts of a fish, but you can just go and watch her show. So that's what this is. It's a model of a fish, and those parts all come off of that one. So, have I done enough introduction to read you the 2 books? I just want to tell you, the 2 books are poems. You're about to have poetry. Poetry is almost always short, because there's no prose, there's no story that you're about to hear. And I will tell you that I like poetry because you can guess what the last word is every other line. Walter Under Ice. The author's name is Bob Allen. In this case, Scott Alberts did the pictures. Like I said, these guys are both, in this case, they're both from Wisconsin. Hi, I'm Wiley Wola. Could this be Minnesota? Could this be Bemidji? It surely could be. If you're already looking at the pictures, you're going, oh, we're from actually under the ice. That's what's going on in this one. We're actually from under ice. And I'm going to tell you, almost all of this book is from under. Lakes become a playground when water turns to ice. It's a winter wonderland. A visit would be nice. Yeah, it's poem. It's poetry. I lurk in freezing cold beneath a roof of ice. That's kind of a cool shot from a perspective. I swim from shore to shore. Come find me. Here's advice. So, I showed you those fish because we are talking about a walleye. There's a little tiny bit of white. Tail fin. But of course we already covered this fish, didn't we? I didn't mention this one, and those are perch. So they are going to show up. Eat a hearty breakfast, dress warm from head to toe. You need lots of layers to play all day in snow. This probably isn't new information to you, is it? I don't know if you've been ice fishing. This stuff was not new information. Out there, I'm going to tell you, we do get listeners that are not from Minnesota. We do get listeners that don't really know what we're talking about when everything is under ice. Tent, heater, sled, tip-ups, bucket, skimmer, dip net, auger, flasher, jig, rod. Now I think you're all set. First stop is the bake shop. Buy me lunch and dinner. Shiners, flathead, rosy reds. What are those? Shiners are what? The minnows. Yeah, exactly. A whole other kind of fish. It's on here, but I think it's on here. It's at least on the other side. Yeah, those are all the minnows they just named. Well, there's some of the minnows. I'll do that one again. Shiners, fatheads, rosy reds, and grubs are a winner. Always check the thickness. Better safe than sorry. Breaking through the thin ice would end a happy story. That was kind of cool. Be safe. Safe ice thickness, 3 feet. Don't go on the ice. 4 to 5 feet. Yes, you could go skating and maybe ice fishing.
Inches.
Did I say feet? Inches. 6 inches, you could take a snowmobile. That seems really thin to me, by the way, right? That's what they're saying. 8 to 12 inches, you could drive a car. And again, that sounds a little thin to me. 12 to 15, well, this is a tiny compact car, right? Then you could take your truck. 16 inches for a dinosaur. A fishing club plowed roads, placed a bridge across a crack for safety getting out and safety getting back. I just want you to know, when I read this book, I've never seen that, ever. I've never been on a lake where somebody put that across the crack. So maybe it's true in Minnesota lakes. I don't fish a lot, but I fish enough to go, wow, that was something I'd never heard of. I know all about cracks, and probably you too. Pressure craft. Can you find me? Will you catch me? You won't know unless you try. Fishing can be hide and seek. Near the bottom is where I lie. There is some out and out pollution in this particular picture, but there is a car that apparently did park on thin ice and didn't make it. Your handy GPS will guide you to my home. Remember, this is the fish talking. Drill some holes, skim them out, find me before I roam. I always call those depth finders, not GPS, but I'm hungry way down there. Drop a line with bait. Now I'm over here, so drill some more and wait. How many holes can an individual drill in a Minnesota lake? You know that rule? You want to guess? You go out onto the lake. It's not how many can you drill. How many can you be fishing in at one time?
One?
Good guess. That's not it.
Two?
Two. That's it. So if you're out on the ice, oh, I can have 2 holes. Should you bring a friend? Yeah, then you can have 4 holes. It's actually the license and not the person, so the person would have to have a license in order to have 4 holes. But fishing is the type of sport that requires tons of wading. You could build a cool snow fort or spend your time ice skating. They're using tip-ups. That's also something I don't know much about, because I always sat right by the hole going, if I feel a fish, I want to be ready, but there's something called a tip-up, so you could go build a fort waiting for it. I don't know. We're sitting here, we're all from Minnesota, this live audience, and I'm going, this does make me begin to think about next January. That's about when you can go fishing in Minnesota on most lakes, is January. After time, a flag goes up. First one, there's a winner. Grab the line and feel the weight. Set the hook, fish, dinner. I'm not exactly sure what fish that is. Is that a walleye?
Yeah.
Is it? A little tough to tell in that picture, isn't it? You don't get to see the tip of the tail.
It looks like a bass, kind of.
It's awfully long and skinny though. Could be. I'm going to say that's supposed to be a walleye. Could be a sauger. It's 15 inches long, just the perfect size. Please release the big ones when fishing for your eyes. So if you're wondering what he's talking about, eyes, there's a little tiny mark right in front of the eyes. And I had to think about that for a while, and then I went, oh, he means when you're fishing for walleyes, you just left the wall off of there. And I suppose he's saying that's a walleye. 15 inches you get to keep. If they're too big, you want to put them back. How come? Those are the ones that lay thousands and thousands of eggs. They're fertilizing all kinds of. Those are the ones producing lots more walleye. So, yep, take one in. This is a good one. It'll fit in your fry pan. Everything's perfect there. The other ones are producing lots of babies. The bigger ones. I zip and swim below, while above you romp and play. You like my playground. Hope you had a fun day. Alright, there's the author, there's the illustrator. One more. You can guess it. This is a poem as well. Monica the Musky. And this one is from Monica's perspective. Thanks for listening today. Bob Allen, Carrie, Pick, Vicky, Harry Vick. He's the one from Minnesota. And the illustrations are way different. I think this person was really serious about the illustrations. Let's not just be silly. And I think these are watercolors. I couldn't tell you for sure. That's well worth asking. If you like to paint with watercolors, I love to paint with watercolors because they overlap and you can see the color from underneath. So it's really fun to paint with watercolors. 5 of 10,000 casts. That's how my story goes. I prowled this lake how long? No mortal really knows. Queen of inland waters. I'm strong and fast and husky. Can you guess what's coming? Thanks. If you want a challenge, just try to catch this muskie. Around here, I'm a legend because I'm tough as nails. My skin is thick and slimy with multicolored scales. Now, I will tell you, I've never caught a muskie. I don't know what it's like to fillet a muskie. It sounds like it's really hard, with their skin as hard as nails. And it sounds like they're pretty slimy. Again, I don't really know that one. I do know there's a slimy fish down there. I wouldn't have said it was a muskie. I'd have said that's a neopout, but I'm over 50 inches long and 60 pounds or more. Unless you want to rumble, you better stay ashore. Rumble meaning what? You're going to rumble, you're going to what?
Pike?
Pike, yeah. He's challenging. He's going, go ahead, try to catch me. My teeth are sharp and ready. I hide and then I wait to spring out from my ambush, attack and crush your bait. So, does a muskie have that kind of teeth? When we're done, you can come and look. See if our muskie has that kind of teeth. Don't bring flimsy tackle. I'll snap your rod in two. You need a sturdy reel with braided line that's new. I'm not familiar with braided line. I don't know what that means. I've never fished with braided line, or if I have, I didn't notice it was braided. I do know that line is gauged by how strong it is, by how many pounds it is, but I've never noted a braided line. Maybe there's somebody out here listening that can educate me on fishing. Kind of cool because you're looking again from under the water, so there's the boat from the bottom of the water perspective. Use a metal leader or you will lose your lure. Bucktail, cowgirl, swim bait, ha! I'll steal those for sure. Better grip your rod more firmly. Be alert and ready. I'll rip that pole right out of your hand if you're not sure and ready. Like I said, I've never fished for muskies. I don't know what that's like. Sounds challenging. Now, if you end each cast in a giant figure 8, I may follow working near. The 8 may change your fate. I'll pounce and cause your reel to scream while stripping out your line. Make a power hook set, and then you'll be just fine. You ever fished by a muskie?
No.
You ever set the hook? Yes. So you understand they're going, make sure you set the hook. Wow, this is one big group. Once I'm in your largest net, with care remove the hook. Use all your strength to lift me to get a better look. Oh yeah, if they're 60 inches tall. Wait a minute, they're 60 inches tall?
5 feet? Mm-hmm.
Do we have a fish here that's bigger than some of the people in the audience? Oh, it's 60 pounds or more, and 50 inches long. That's still 4 feet. We could still have a fish that's bigger than some of the people listening to the story. Which 60 pounds? This is a Big fish. We'll have to take another look at the muskie and see if this one is 50 inches. Do we have a tape measure close by here? I'll pose for just one picture. You've earned that bragging right. You rumbled with this muskie, and for now, you've won the fight. What's he gonna do with the fish?
Eat him.
Good guess. It's wrong.
He's gonna let it go.
I think he's going to have so much respect for this fish, he's going to go, I'd like to do this all over again. So, let's slip me back in the water and watch me swim away. We'll see who catches who next time when you come back to play. All right, so, again, this author is from Wisconsin. This is the gal who's from Minnesota. It says that I'll quickly check, she's from, probably you could guess this one. She's from Lutzen, Minnesota. She lives up on the North Shore. All right, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for being in the audience. That was very fun to actually read the people. It was very good. And as I sign off, we'll see about the length of this muskie. You can, if you want to come up and see if this muskie really does that.